Okay. Second week of creating our own information artifact this week. So last week was a general get on and do. Your time's your own. You've got 5 to 6 weeks to do it in. Your time's what you make of it, basically. So I found it a little bit difficult knowing where to start. So I decided to do a few hand-drawn designs. Did the front page, that was no problem. I sort of know where I wanted to go. Jumping ahead of myself here, I chose my topic first. And the topic that I'm actually decided to do mine on is GCSE History, Medicine Through Time. So I had a look at the intended audience. So obviously it's GCSE students, so we're looking at 15-year-olds starting first year GCSE. Discussing the OCR specification, it requires the student to complete a study in the development of one of the issues being medicine through time. And OCR actually states that it's split into different sections of medicine and then listed through a common set of questions that are answered through each of the stages discussed in the medicine bit. So question 1, what caused the people to be healthy or unhealthy? Question 2, who provided the medical care? Question 3, what caused diagnosis and treatment to remain the same or change? Question 4, how far did new ideas and treatments affect the majority of the population? And question 5, what ideas did people have about the causes and treatment of illness and injuries? So basically, I'm taking all them questions, and the content that I put into my flash site is going to be everything that the students need to answer them questions. It's sort of going to be like a revision site, I think, that I've got in mind of like a sum up of each medicine through time section, and then hopefully they'll be able to answer the questions based on the content that I've given them. So then they split up these questions into different areas. First being prehistoric, which obviously covers prehistoric medicine, the Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Romans. So I've sort of got my very first page. I had an idea, so I've got a banner down the side which says Medicine Through Time, which I created myself. A little welcome sign across the top, and then I've got the 3 sections. So the first one's it says prehistoric or ancient medicine even, and there's a little caveman I've put by the side, and the idea that I want is that when they click the image by the side, it takes them to the whichever section they've clicked on. So they click the little caveman, and the idea is it takes it to the prehistoric times where they talk about prehistoric Egypt, Greeks, and Romans. The second bit is the medieval ages and the medical renaissance. So that's my second one. So again, I've got the title in the middle and then a little image which they then click. It takes them to discuss all about that bit. And then the third one on the homepage is modern medicine, so 19th and 20th century. Again, they click the image and it takes them to that area of the flash site that discusses all of that. So yeah, those are the ideas that I've got in mind. Actually coming to do it, so I've made the front page, I've made the first few pages, no problem. Getting them to link, I've had issues with. The first page, I've got the first button to work. You click the caveman, it takes you to the ancient medicine bit. That's fine. Try to put the same code on another button within that. So like this, we've clicked the prehistoric bit, it's taking you through to ancient medicine, and now I want to click the prehistoric section, so it takes me there. I click the Egypt section, it takes me there. But it applied the same sort of code to that button, obviously changing the instance name and everything. Not worked. It just doesn't work. Told me I had some errors. Chased that up, tried a few different things, tried a number of tutorials, a number of websites. Nothing seems to be working. Unidentified error, like the code itself it says is working, syntax is fine, there's no errors coming up. There's something in the output which says it just doesn't recognise something there, so gonna have to take another look at that. But at the minute, my main focus is creating the actual pages and then get them to link after. So we'll go from there, I think. So yeah, I draw out all my designs. I've got a fairly good idea of what I want, how I want it to be. It's just a case of putting it into practice, really. But we'll see how that goes. So yeah, put a number of things into practice there. When it came to the colour and whatever of the Flash website, I didn't originally think, did I want something like an image on every page? But that'd take a lot of like changing on Fireworks or Photoshop, making sure it's faded out so you can read the text and whatever. Then I sort of thought, well, it's for 15-year-olds. I want the site to be basic. Obviously a bit more fun and interactive, but basic. Not a lot going on. They just literally want to be able to sit and read. It is a revision site. They don't want too much going on. They want to just like sit and read. So I decided on each of my pages, it's going to have a banner across the top, and it kind of looks a bit like scroll paper. So it's like brown banner across the top, and then whichever topic I'm discussing, so prehistoric, Egyptians, whatever it is, across the top. I've then decided on the actual main page of sort of like a very pale yellow colour for each of my pages. So we had a look at HCI theory and the use of the colour yellow. There's an actual PDF. The effect of effect. The evaluation of human-computer interaction. And that's by a few people, Laura Murphy, Kate Stanley and Peter Hancock. And they conducted a study on I think just a white and grey website or a yellow and green one. And they said that yellow and green were found to enhance performance on a cognitive flexibility task as compared to white and grey. So cognitive's obviously like thinking, using your brain, a bit more challenging tasks. So thought, yeah, yellow's going to be brilliant. The revising, the answering questions, doing little quizzes, got interactive games throughout. And if it improves cognitive flexibility, then brilliant. The outcome of that suggests that the colour promotes a positive effect on the student, and the aesthetically designed interface promoted positive effect. It's also found to enhance perceptions in interface. So the aesthetically designed bit is how pretty it looks, basically. You obviously want the usability, how well can you use it, but they've also got that side of HI of how good does it look. So mine's just plain and simple, but the use of the colour yellow seems to have positive effect on the student. In the same document, I found a little quote by Norman, and that was in 1990. And it says, until recently, design of the artefacts was independent of the consideration for aesthetics, and with few odd exceptions placed usability goals ahead of enjoyable interaction. So at one time it was the usability was more important than the actual interaction itself, but now it's looked at that they're both a good thing to look at. They want it to obviously be good to use and have effective usability, but at the same time look good for the student or whoever it is that's using it, really. And just leading on from that was aesthetically pleasing designs may only promote pleasure in the user when coupled with good usability criteria. So as I just said, if the site itself works, if the Flash itself works, so like at the minute we're having problems, the user's not going to want to be there no matter how nice it looks or how inviting it looks. If it doesn't work, it's a no-go. So obviously what I'm wanting to do is have a fully functioning working Flash document, information artifact, whatever you want to call it, but at the same time look good and pleasing and make the student want to come and use it and get on with it, really. So yeah, having to read back over ActionScript, it's amazing like how we've just done all the number of tasks, putting all this into play, and actually coming in to do it now, it's like I just seem to have forgot everything. So familiarising myself with the tutorials again, having a look at my own tutorials, but at present just trying to build my actual like pages as they come. link it all together after, and I'm hoping next week, the week after, a push doing my videos. Sort of know where I'm going with that. And we'll just go from there, really. It's just a case of getting on, doing as much as I can in the week, not prying around and just think I've got plenty of time, because really we haven't got a lot of time when we think about all that we've got to do. So yeah, just to work on the action script really this week. I'm making sure that I've got quite a lot of sort of fun, interesting things going on. I don't want a really boring click, 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 click. It's not what I want. So I'm working on interactivity is another goal I'm going to set myself this week. So yeah, we'll see how we get on.